Good morning, students. My first video was made on nationalism in India, and it gives me immense pleasure to say that it got a very good response from your side. Today I have started to work on the rise of nationalism in Europe. I hope you will find this stuff even better than the one made before. Don't take rest after your first victory, because if you fail in second, more lips are waiting to say that your first victory was just luck. Good morning, students. Welcome to SST So Simple tutorial. Today we will begin lesson number 1, the rise of nationalism in Europe of your history textbook. If we go back in the timeline to mid 18th century and look for nations, we would not find them, because at that time nations did not exist. People lived within empires, kingdoms, principalities, duchies, etc., and not within the nations. The sense of belonging to a nation developed over a period of time. In the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which brought about sweeping political changes in Europe. These empires and kingdoms came to be replaced by nation states. The concepts and practices of a modern state had been developing over a period of time in Europe. This state had a well-defined territory with an independent and sovereign government. But a nation state was a state in which the majority of its citizens, and not only its rulers, came to develop a sense of common identity and shared history or descent. Common territory, common religion, common language, common history, common culture are some elements which help in the formation of a nation. Students, you should be very clear in your mind, when you say state, it is a piece of land, a territorial unit. But when we say nation, it is a group of people, and not any casual group of people. It is a group of people who share many things such as descent, language or religion, etc. The nation state organized the people of one culture into a compact whole and enhanced their devotion to their nation. Emergence of nation state is a significant feature of modern era. Now, let us see what Ernest Renan, a French philosopher, has to say on nation in his famous essay, What is a Nation? He criticized the notion of others that a nation is formed by a language, race, religion or territory. He says, a nation is a culmination of long past of endeavors, sacrifice and devotion. Culmination means the point at which an event or a series of events end. For example, when we say winning first prize was a culmination of years of practice and hard work. That means your practice and hard work ended with winning the prize. So, a nation is a culmination of long past of endeavors, sacrifice and devotion. Means we came together because of what? Because we all sacrificed a lot. Earlier, everybody was living in a defined territory. There was a ruler, but the people had nothing to do with the other people living in that territory. A heroic past, great men, glory, that is the social capital on which one bases a national idea. To have common glories in the past, to have a common will in the present, to have performed greater deeds together, to wish to perform still more, these are the essential conditions of being a people. A nation is therefore a large-scale solidarity. Then, what is nationalism? So, nationalism is a concept which originated in the people having the same race, language, tradition, religion or culture inhabiting a territory of a geographical unity. It is a state of mind, which means a change in people's understanding of who they are and what defines their identity and sense of belonging. So in very simple words, it is a feeling of oneness or unity among the people living in a country by virtue of their common identity or shared history. The Republic Day parade in Delhi is a striking symbol of Indian nationalism. It brings out the strength of, the sense of power, strength, as well as diversity which many associate with the Indian nation. In France, the French Revolution played a very important role in building up the national sentiments. The Napoleonic Wars aroused the minds of the people whose national aspirations were unjustly suppressed. The nationalists, ignored and wronged by the Congress of Vienna, rebelled against the unjust decisions which wanted to seal their fate. Germany and Italy were kept divided and nationalism was suppressed. The Belgians under Holland and Greeks under Turkey fought to assert their national rights. In this chapter, we will see how the idea of nationalism emerged in Europe, how territories were unified and national governments formed. This process took many decades, involved many wars and revolutions and political conflicts. So students, nationalism is basically a modern concept when kingdoms, empires were replaced with nation states. Students, let us begin with a painting named The Dream of Worldwide Democratic and Social Republics made by French artist named Frédéric Sureau. See figure 1 in page number 1. In this print, he has tried to visualize his dream of a world made up of democratic and social republics. It shows the people of Europe and America, men and women of all ages and social classes, marching in a long train and offering homage to the Statue of Liberty as they pass by it. The Statue of Liberty bears the torch of enlightenment in one hand and the Charter of the Rights of Man in the other. On the earth, in the foreground, lie the shattered remains of the symbols of the absolutist institutions. At least you can identify the crown of the king fallen there. Absolutist means a government or system of rule that has no restraints on the power exercised. In history, normally we refer to the monarchical forms of government as absolutist. In Sureau's utopian vision, the people of the world are grouped as distinct nations, identified through their flags and national costumes. Leading the procession way past the Statue of Liberty are the United States and Switzerland, which by this time were already nation states. France, identifiable by this revolutionary tricolor, has just reached the statue. She is followed by the people of Germany, bearing the black, red and gold flag. Interestingly, at that time when Sureau created this image, German people did not exist as a united nation. The flag that they carry is an expression of the liberal hopes in 1848 to unify the numerous German-speaking principalities into a nation under a democratic constitution. Following the German people are the people of Austria, the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary and Russia. From the heavens above, you can see Christ, saints and angels gaze upon the scene. They have been used by the artist to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. This chapter will deal with many ideals visualized by Sureau. This brings us to the end of today's class. Students, now you should be able to answer these questions. 1. What was the concept of a nation state? The concept of a nation state was one in which people and the rulers of the land came together to develop a sense of common identity and shared history. 2. Summarize the attributes of a nation as Ernest Renan understands them. I would suggest you to read source A in page 4 now. Understand it well before you answer it. 3. Differentiate between modern state and the nation state in Europe. A modern state was a state where centralized power exercised sovereign control over a clearly defined territory. A nation state was one in which the majority of its citizens and its rulers came to develop a sense of common identity and shared history or descent. This commonness is forged through struggles, endeavors of leaders, common people's sacrifice and devotion. 4. Explain the term absolutist. Absolutist means a government or system of rule that has no restraints on the power exercised. Question number 5. Describe Frederick Sorio's utopian vision of the world as depicted in his paintings in 1848. So you read the book again and make your answers. But here the word utopia is used. Utopia means a place or state that exists only in imagination, where everything is perfect. We can say Ram Rajya. Soro's dream of worldwide democratic and republic is a utopian vision. Now you can prepare the answer. How did the French revolutionaries create a sense of collective identity amongst the French people? We will see this in the next class. Till then, happy reading. Thank you.